Hello out there. Oh, do you think your car or your truck or your SUV needs shock absorbers? Probably not. You know, that's another area of racketeering. Okay, now, if you've got gas shock absorbers on a vehicle, those things are notorious for leaking. Don't use them. Use oil shocks, that has oil inside of them. And here's how you determine if a shock is still good. If you look at that shock and there's no oil on it between the top sleeve to where it pushes down and the bottom, that shock is still good. It's not bad. Because see, it cannot possibly have oil in it and be a bad shock until the oil is out of it. You follow? So, I mean, the only other thing, the rubber plunger that's inside of it works similar to a grease gun, a flat piece, or even an old style mechanical fuel pump, a piece of round metal, circumference, on a shaft, and then rubber on the edges of that pushes the oil up, causes a restriction to absorb the shock of a pothole or a dip in the road when the vehicle bounces, right? Also, another thing, don't fall prey to either. Shock absorbers cannot make your car lean to the left or lean to the right. If your car leans to the right or leans to the left, or the back of your car, one fender goes down further on the back wheel than the other, that has nothing to do with your shock. Because see, when a car is parked sitting still, the level of that vehicle is controlled by the coil springs. And if it's a truck, generally it has rear leaf springs. That is what determines if a car sits straight or not. Like, I could take all the shocks off of any car, and if the suspension is good, the coil springs are good, and nothing's bent, that car is going to sit perfectly straight on both sides. I can look at it from the front or the back. So don't let a crooked place like Brake Check or those scumbags, if your car leans to one, they used to have ads and it would show a picture, does your car lean too much on one side? You need shock. That is a lie. Because shocks do not hold a vehicle up. And I can have two shocks on the right side of a vehicle that are bad and two on the left side that are good. But when I park that car still, its levelness is going to be determined by the coil springs and whether there's no bent parts, okay? So now that we've got that aside, here's something I want to tell you people about. A lot of times when people, their shocks, where they mount on the top or even the bottom, it gets to where they go clank clank or they rattle back there because the rubber grommets get hard or the rubber grommets break. It's the pieces of rubber between the washers. You got two rubber grommets and two washers on top. Then down at the bottom you have two designs. You have two bolts that go in to hold like a T assembly, or you have a straight hole and then a bolt goes straight through that and that's got rubber around it. Okay, there's a simple way to fix that stuff. Very, very easy way to fix that. Okay, on the top portion of the shock where you've got your straight shaft, you got your washer underneath. You don't even have to take the shocks loose to do my repair. And you don't have to order shock grommets like at a parts store or any place. Here's a simple trick. Okay, here's some rubber fuel line. It goes on 3/8 inch fuel line. And this rubber fuel line is much, much stronger than those rubber grommets they make for shocks anyway. This is much stronger and it will last long. Okay, here's what you do. On this, you're going to need zip ties. They're those plastic things, zip ties. Oh, you get some about that long. Okay, plastic. Doesn't matter what color you want. Okay, on this, I would say cut, okay, 1/4 inch. Okay, cut 1/4 inch into this rubber fuel line dot. And then do it 2 more times because you want 3 of these. Okay, because see, fuel line doesn't wrap without bending because it's very hard stuff. And this is a better fit anyway. Okay, so cut 3 1/4 lengths of this rubber fuel line. And then take your zip tie and put all 3 on your zip tie. And then put oil on it, like WD-40 penetrating oil or whatever. And then on the underneath part, push these between the washer, all 3 of them in between the inside the washer on the underside. Then put your tie strap, already have it there but don't have it connected, and then push your tie strap through and pull it snug like that. That's all it takes, people. That's all it takes. And then on the top part of the bolt on top, alright, you do the same thing. Cut 3 1/4 inch lengths, put a zip tie through it, put penetrating oil in, and then put it under the washer, and then take the zip tie, pull towards you, and zip, just like that. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Now on those bottom, okay, those designs, there's ways you can go. I could figure it out. What you could do in that case, you could take heater hose like this. Let me see what size heater hose. You know, it goes on automobiles, rubber heater hose. The outer diameter of this is 1 1/4 inches. So this I assume would be 1 inch. Okay. Here's what you could do. Okay, like this heater hose. See, I cut me off a length here of about 6 inches. Okay, cut it down the middle to where you can lay it open like this. Alright, then where it pushes through that hole where the bolt goes through, just keep trimming this part until it's a fit, a perfect fit. So until it encloses and it's even. So, and then the bushing that was already in it, use the same bushing inside of this. Because see, the bushing is going to still be there even if the rubber part rotted away. See, and then put the bushing in here, see, and you would need about 1/2 inch of this. That's all you'd need. And you hold it up to the hole. If this is too big, well then trim it here until it fits in, see? And it's round, put your bushing in there and then put your bolt through it. Bolt your shock back on. That's all there is to it. See, because a lot of people, they will be bullshitted into getting new shocks on a car only because they start rattling because those rubber grommets got hard and fell off. You don't have to do that. That's how you fix it, people. You know, I've got a lot of videos on here. I try to help people. You know, I get a lot of clown shit on here, but you know, that's to be expected. And a lot of people, they'll be like asking for my advice and I'll think I'll help them. And what I'll find out is they're just playing games with me, you know. Oh well, but you know, this is for the people out there. I hope this helps you and have a good day.